Welcome back to Switch to Linux, and this is the weekly news roundup, business and Sillyville editions. These are recorded live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, now streaming on 5 different services and platforms. If you want to watch the show live, we are on YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, Twitch, and DLive for now. And so you can have a look at any of those places as well, or just watch the edited out versions. All right, so first, a couple of these are not as much business, but I thought they were very interesting. This is one I've talked about a lot in the past, The Guardian, Lord of the Pings, how I turned off my phone notifications and got my life back. Welcome to my side of the world. I've never turned them on. Phone notifications are stupid. You should turn on notifications for basic things like communicating with the specific people that are important in your life and maybe basic phone calls, since, that's what your phone is for, is a phone. Everything other than that, no, I don't need you to notify me. And he's like, I started doing this after I had a boyfriend that did this for a long time. I guess was this a girl? Georgina. Okay. Or hey, maybe Georgina's a guy and he's gay. I don't know. Whatever. But anyway, Georgina's boyfriend is like, hey, I turned all this off. She's like, what do you mean you turned off your notifications? Whoa, what do you mean? Really? But now he's like, I feel like I got my life back. I just pick up my phone on my own terms. Guys, this is probably why I'm not addicted to my phone. Because I've never turned on notifications for anything. First thing I do when I install a new phone, I go through and I turn off notifications on everything. I don't want my phone beeping because I got an email. I don't want my phone beeping because some RSS feed uploaded something. No, I don't want to know. I don't care. When I have time, I'm going to pull up the phone and look at the various stuff I need to look at. I don't want to be annoyed otherwise. And that is the thing that has caused so much phone addiction in our world, is that we have notifications on and it beeps and it might be something important. No, turn off notifications for everything because nothing's important unless your mother's calling about your father's heart attack or something. Okay? In which case, leave on notifications for your mother. But not for like the RSS feed, because just because some news article uploaded the RSS feed does not mean it's imperative you look at it right this second. It's not going anywhere. Trust me. But if I think back even further, did life exist before the C word? This idea first sparked in 2019 when a now ex-boyfriend, way to hold your commitments, told me he had been living without phone notifications for years. I was impressed. Not only because our early digital courtship had been composed of rapid quickfire text and voice notes. So how long have you been staying on top of your messages? I remember asking. Just checking things that are important to me, he said, like your texts. The reasons for turning off your notifications are numerous. Better focus on concentration, being more present, better sleep. Nothing like a phone beeping you at 3 a.m, be like, hey, a news feed just dropped. It's 3 a.m. It doesn't matter. Feeling in control of your life. Yes. These are the reasons I think that most people are addicted to their devices. If you are, try turning off notifications. See if the addiction doesn't go away. Well, that was interesting. Well, next up, MoviePass is coming back. Zombie MoviePass is coming back with a tiered plan. Can you trust it? They have a $10, a $20, and a $30 plan. Each one gives you a certain amount of credits per month that can be used to watch a movie in theaters. I'm wondering if the 10 is like they're ranking different movies. Okay, this movie's 30 credits, and you can only watch that one movie on the $30 plan, but on the $10 plan, you can't watch that movie. But the low-level blockbuster, the low-level non-blockbuster that's not selling at all in the theater that nobody's going to, you can watch that 5 times on the 30 plan. I don't know. They're not really detailing exactly what this is going to mean yet. They're just kind of saying, hey, we have a wait list. We're rolling out slowly in places. They're basically trying to do this to stir up some more interest in the platform. I don't think it's going to work, but we'll see if MoviePass can make it. I think this is the 3rd time it's come back from the dead. I think it is. So we can all wish MoviePass a luck. And if it doesn't make it this time, can somebody please double tap it so it doesn't come back again? I mean, really, we do not need this stupid zombie app coming back over and over again. All right. So from MIT Technology Review, this company is about to grow new organs in a person for the first time. Okay, that's creepy. So the volunteer with severe liver disease will soon undergo a procedure that could lead to them growing a second liver. Eek. The ideas are going to be injecting specially engineered stem cells into the area, presumably where the liver is, and the liver is going to, they're injecting it into lymph nodes, and it's going to allow the body to develop entirely new miniature organs. Mini livers could help compensate for a diseased one. The approach appears to work in mice, pigs, and dogs. We'll find out if it works in people. I have a prediction from you, and FYI, in case you didn't know, I do actually have my PhD in this stuff. Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to inject this thing into the lymph nodes. It's going to spread through the body and cause cancerous tumors all over the place, and people are going to die. That's what's going to happen. Now, this is going to work with livers, but probably not other organs, because the liver is the one organ in your body with the actual capacity to regenerate itself. Actually, half of my work was actually done with an immortalized liver cell line. I was growing liver tissue cells that had been immortalized in a lab, pouring weird, crazy chemicals from Merck on top of it. Anyway, that's kind of what they're doing here. These mini livers should help to compensate for existing disease ones. We already said that. If it does work, the treatment could be revolutionary. Donor organs are in short supply. Many of those donated can't be used. Sometimes the tissue is too damaged. New approach can make use of organs that would otherwise have been discarded, and the researchers reckon they can get treatments for around 75 people from a single donated organ. I don't think it's going to work in any good long-term sustainable way. And I think injecting anything with the capacity to multi-grow itself into lymph nodes is problematic. This is why when you have cancer that gets into the lymph nodes, you're pretty much a goner, because it goes through the whole body rapidly and metastasizes everywhere. That's all I need. A random liver growing out of my armpit. Thank you, but no thank you. I think I'm going to pass on this one. All right, there is a problem with online ads, and it's not what you think. Of course, it is probably what you think, because we've probably all thought of every one of these issues. You might say malware, and I would say the biggest problem with online ads is the fact that so much malware is spread through them. So you have malware being spread through them. For others, there's privacy issues. But what they're focusing on here is the spike in CPUs, which, by the way, for all you tree huggers out there wanting to save the planet, means more power consumption. When your CPU works harder, it consumes more power. I actually did power tests on my CPU. My CPU draws about 100 watts when it's idling. And it draws about 130 watts when it's processing a video using all of the processing threads. So there is a spike in CPU. So we should ban ads, if nothing else, than to save the planet, because we all know that we're killing the planet with global warming. And we can stop that immediately if we ban all ads on the internet. I mean, that's going to solve the problem. So you guys using ad blockers, you're not evil, bad, unscrupulous people. You're actually contributing to saving the planet by keeping all that excess carbon dioxide out, because you're preventing the CPUs from utilizing carbon dioxide to show a stupid ad that you're not going to click on anyway. There's my argument. What's your argument? I'm going to save the planet with my ad blocker. What are you going to do? Well, that was a fun article. On to our feature article today. DuckDuckGo now offers anti-tracking email service to everyone. I'm going to say, guys, first and foremost, I would not trust it. First and foremost, what is this? Well, we talked about this briefly. This went through a test in a system. You had to use the DuckDuckGo mobile browser, or the browser extension, or the browser available on the Mac. And you have to sign up. And I'm not sure if this is, it looks as though this isn't a full-fledged email address. It's basically one of the throwaway disposable email addresses that's going to forward to your legit email address you want things to get into. All right, so what they're going to do is they're going to collect the information and strip all the trackers out and then forward this on to you. Why would I not trust this? Well, DuckDuckGo over the course of the last couple of months has demonstrated why we cannot trust it multiple times. The first major reason why is that we saw they were working a back-end deal with Microsoft, and while they were blocking all forms of trackers, they were not blocking any trackers from Microsoft. So anybody using DuckDuckGo, Microsoft had full access to your data and information. Then they took this out like, we saw this and this was bad and we took it out. They tried to spin that whole article as if this is something that creeped in, not something they knew about all the time because they agreed to it to use Microsoft's tools. That alone, the company lied. And when they lied about privacy and told everyone how they're the best privacy search engine and took out all these ads about being the best privacy search engine, and we found out they were willingly and complyingly giving all that data to Microsoft, no. And then there was another one that came out recently as well. The other reason, though, is they do rely very heavily on AWS. And so Amazon can see everything that's going on. So I'm not really sure I would trust this in a way. But I don't know. If you've used it, let me know in the comments down below. Those are kind of my thoughts on it, but let me know what your thoughts are. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, we do have a shop with various merch. We have the aliens in tinfoil hats. We have Sub to the Cats. We have Switch to Linux, You Fool. We have the RMRF No Preserve Root Contributor Code of Conduct stuff. So we have a lot of different things available over there. We have hats, mouse pads, coffee cups, all sorts of fun things like that. This hat is available over there. shop.switchetolinux.com. You can head on over there. Now, guys, let's head on over to Sillyville. First up in Sillyville, well, it turns out if you play Janet Jackson's Rhythm Nation, there's a audio glitch that crashes some laptop hard drives. This has to do with resonance frequencies. If you're unfamiliar with resonance frequencies, if basically everything in the world has a like a sine wave to it, and if you have two waves that match each other with a matching sine wave, they will amplify each other. And so the disk is spinning, pushing out its thing. It turns out that Rhythm Nation spins out the same resonance frequency as a spinning 54K RPM laptop hard drive of certain models, and it causes the frequency to amplify up and crash the drive. Probably physical damage. You can always look up the resonance destroys a bridge. Old classic example. Scientists did not measure the wind currents through a canyon. They built a bridge on it, and the natural frequencies of the bridge matched the wind currents through it. And shortly after they built it, a wind gust blew through. Whole bridge started doing this and just collapsed in the ravine. It was kind of interesting. So that's kind of how that that type of thing worked. So yeah, there was that. Well, over in Shanghai, somebody's phone beeped and went, whoa, somebody's koofy phone pass bleeped red, and everybody goes charging for the exit as if there's some IED in the middle of the thing, because they're that crazy over there. Everyone's just like, run in terror, run in terror. Are you going to play, or are you going to just sit there spinning? Okay, no, I didn't want to play a Verizon ad. Okay, never mind then. We're just going to refresh the CNN page because, no, we're not playing an ad. Screw you. I thought you were going to give me a cool video, not an ad. So anyway, basically, all these shoppers are at Ikea in Shanghai, and a close contact koofy thing was close. Everybody runs for the doors that the place is just going to burst up and turns into a giant craziness because they're all crazy and panicked and insane about the coof. Is it even a thing anymore? Wow. So that is why I would not recommend that. Well, over on Not the Bee, somebody finally found a good use for koofy catchers. Look at this. Bird hammocks. I mean, these are useful things for koofy catchers. There's tons of trash in the ocean. You can do that. They got hammocks. This one's not loading. There's a lot of these are not loading. Why is these ones not loading? Oh, man, this sucks. Why are these things not loading? Let me disable for this site. Let me see if it's Privacy Badger doing it. Maybe it was Privacy Badger was doing it. Let's see if it loads my tweets, because these are all hilarious. We had birds in there. We had really. This is my favorite article. You got to go to links and read it. There's all sorts of there's puppies in masks. There's all sorts of fun things in masks, and the article's not loading. I was reading it just fine last night. All of a sudden, it's not. Oh, well, that's kind of lame. From Axios, Yelp is now flagging lists for crisis pregnancy centers with warnings. Warning! This is a crisis pregnancy center. Centers typically provide limited medical services and may not have licensed medical professionals on site, which is actually not true. They do have medical license on site. The fact is that you go to a crisis pregnancy center, and the first thought they have is, let's kill the baby inside of you. So now Yelp is warning us that crisis pregnancy centers will not immediately suggest that you kill your babies, because we are definitely turning into Sodom, Gomorrah, or something worse here in America. And everyone's saying this is a good thing. No, this is super bad. This is kind of crazy. But yeah, they are giving warnings that some of these places will possibly save your baby. I don't know. That's kind of crazy. There wasn't a lot of other tech news this week, so whatever. Well, if you'd like to help support the channel, we do have a Patreon page, patreon.com/TOMM. You can jump on over there. That will help support all of the channels. Thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.